שלום עליכם רבותיי, שלום עליכם. בעזרת השם נדמה את רבי חיים פינטו, נדמה את הבבא סאלי, נדמה את my grandfather רבי משה, מהקדוש ברוך הוא סתר לנו everyone שפע עד בדידי. When you open up all the gates of Parasha, and the gates of Yeshua, and the gates of Refuah, and the gates of Zivug, may הקדוש ברוך הוא hear all our prayers and fulfill all our heart's wishes. Amen. You know, רבותיי, we see something in this week's Parasha, which is something that is incredible, and something we can learn so much for our day-to-day action, a tool to use every single day. Now, but we see that in this week, Yosef HaTzadik, alav shalom, reveals to his father that he is alive. The Torah says that how did he reveal to his father that he was alive? He sent carriages. Where it said that he sent 6 big empty carriages to go and to pick up his father. The Torah says, why did he send 6 carriages? In order for whenever Yaakov Avinu sees and he hears that his son is still alive, in order for him to not think that Chas v'Shalom is alive but he became a Rasha, he sent them these 6 carriages. Where Rashi adds and he explains, and he says, why 6 carriages? Because the last teaching that Yosef and Yaakov studied together before Yosef was sold to Egypt was about Eglah Rufa. What is Eglah Rufa? It's halakha regarding cows. The Torah says the moment Yaakov Avinu heard that he was alive, he wasn't necessarily happy. Until he didn't see the carriages, it says that he didn't react. Why? Because Mefarshim said that maybe he thought, my son is alive, but he's king of Egypt. And how can you be tzaddik in Egypt? But the moment he saw those carriages, suddenly Yaakov started to, a happiness came to him, a joy came to him, his Ruach HaKodesh came back to him, his Shekhinah came back to him, where he became full of happiness that now, not only that his son is alive, but he's still tzaddik. You know, but there's something that always I was never able to understand, never able to satisfy, is what's the connection between Eglah Rufa and Agalot? What's the connection about the last teaching that most probably Yaakov didn't even remember that he studied with Yosef 21 years ago? What's the connection between halakha regards cows and a carriage? And on the reality side, we see that the more that Yaakov Avinu saw those carriages, suddenly he got happy. So what really is this concept? So Rashi says because Agala and Eglah, same word, but there's nothing that connects them except for the fact that they sound alike. Something that I was never able to truly understand. So now, in order to understand this, we have to look at a beautiful Midrash. But the Midrash actually speaks about the redemption of Bnei Yisrael out of Egypt. As we know, in this week's Parasha, Bnei Yisrael go into Egypt, and when they came out, there is a redemption of itself. It's Rabbi in the Midrash that Bnei Yisrael in the desert, what did they build? They built the Mishkan. Now the Mishkan was built from big cores of wood, which were humongous. The Midrash asks, how did Bnei Yisrael build this Mishkan in the desert? As we know, in the desert, there's no trees. It's all sand. So how did they even get their hands on such big pieces of wood? So the Midrash answers something beautiful. The Midrash says that when Avraham Avinu alav shalom did Brit Ben HaBetarim, when Avraham Avinu alav shalom did the covenant with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that his kids will go to Egypt for 400 years and be Eretz L'Olam, they will work for 400 years as slaves, then they will be redeemed. Avraham Avinu saw in prophecy that when they leave Egypt, they're going to need wood to build the Mishkan. So what did he do? The Midrash says he went to Beersheba, planted trees there. And his intention was that his grandchildren, before they come down to Egypt, the prophecy was that his grandchildren will have to take that wood and bring it with them to Egypt. We see Abotai, the Midrash says, that whenever Yaakov heard that Yosef HaTzadik was alive, a normal thing that every father would do is to do what? Would to take a carriage, take a horse, and to run as fast as possible to see the son after 21 years. But the Midrash said, what did Yaakov Avinu do? Instead of going straight to Egypt, he did a reroute. Where Egypt is straight like that, he went all the way around. Why? The Midrash says he went to Beersheba, found the trees that his grandfather Avraham Avinu planted hundreds of years ago, cut the trees, and carried those trees down to Egypt. And that's why the Midrash says that those trees it said that they were hidden and kept for the third Geulah. Why? Because the Midrash says anything that was brought, that was done with effort, with koshi, with hard work, has existence and stays present for eternity. Where if a person puts his effort and puts his strength into something, HaKadosh Baruch Hu cannot just take it away. The trees, they were acquired with a lot of hard work. Avraham Avinu had to plant them. And Yaakov Avinu alav shalom, after 21 years not seeing his son, he had to go and to cut them and to dry them and to bring them down to Egypt, which was maybe adding even months of not seeing Yosef. But because those cores were obtained with hard work, they will last for eternity. Where it said those trees were kept for the third temple to be built at AT RABBI MOSHE PINTO. And that could be a big lesson for all of us. Anything that we put our effort in, if it's tefillah, if it's even a friendship, if it's our work, when we pour our heart and we pour our neshama into something, we can guarantee that the result will be the result that is best for us, and we can guarantee that the result will last for a long time. We can even say with Yaakov and alav shalom, we know that all the forefathers, most of them, their names were changed. Avram added a hey, Sarah was Sarai, added a hey. All the names were changed. From the moment where the name was changed, the Torah never repeats the old name. Yaakov and alav shalom, he was born Yaakov, but later on his name was changed to what? Israel. But still we see that Torah continues to call him what? Sometimes Yaakov and sometimes Israel. Why is that? So the Midrash is something amazing. It said that why is Yaakov called Yaakov? Ki ikevani. Because Yaakov Avinu, he grabbed onto the heel of Esav. And it said that twice ikevani. Twice he held back Esav. One time with the brachot, and one time with when he was a kid. Because Yaakov Avinu acquired the name Yaakov with hard work and with a lot of effort, which was fighting and standing against Esav, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was never able to take away that name from him. Because the fact that he acquired it with hard work, Hashem cannot take away hard work. And that is something for us. If we want something, we have to pray, we have to do hard work, and by having hard work, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is guaranteed for us to find and to have the best result. But now, to go back, why is it that when Yaakov Avinu saw those chariots, those carriages, he suddenly got excited that my son is still tzaddik? Maybe we can say, because the moment that Yaakov Avinu saw those carriages, what did it put into his mind? That not only that he's alive, but what? He's a part of the prophecy of bringing Bnei Israel down to Egypt in order for them to be redeemed. Because how did Yaakov Avinu bring down that wood, those cores of wood, from Beersheba? He brought it using what? Those wagons, those carriages that Yosef HaTzadik sent him. So the moment that Yaakov saw that Yosef sent him empty carriages to bring that wood, which were special big carriages to carry big pieces of wood, he understood that his son is a tzaddik. He understood that his son is a part of the prophecy of Bnei Israel. And that I think it is incredible that I'm shocked that it's not what the Midrash says black on white. I'm shocked that what Rashi doesn't say black on white, because it's something that makes so much sense. So may HaKadosh Baruch Hu bless us on everyone. Shefat B'lidai, and we all have that same nachat that Yaakov Avinu had when he heard that Yosef was alive. That same happiness will live amongst us for eternity in Am Yisrael. Amen.